Alright, this is David, you're watching Btekt. Today's video is about the iPhone 11 Pro. Now, I've been using this one for about 4 days now, and it's an outstanding device, it really is. But there is a few things that I really don't like about it, and I wanted to make this video to just share with you my experiences and let you know what's good and what is not so good about the iPhone 11 Pro. Now, ever since we saw the renders, the early renders of way back, a few months back now, everybody's been talking about this camera module. You know, most people think it's ugly, some people really hate it. But when you realize what those cameras can actually do, are you having a laugh? But when you realize what those cameras can actually do, you kind of forgive the way it looks. And personally, I've actually started to kind of like the way it looks. I don't mind big old camera lenses stuck on the back of the phone if they're going to produce, you know, an outstanding camera experience. And I've got to say, the iPhone 11 Pro, the photos are amazing. I wouldn't say that they're the best that I've ever seen on a smartphone, but they are really amazing. The video, however, head and shoulders above everyone else. Way better than anything that I've used before. I mean, people are talking about actually forgetting their big DSLR, getting rid of their big DSLR camera and just using the iPhone to shoot everything. Even Marcus Brownlee, I think, said in a tweet, or was it an Instagram post, that he's going to shoot all of his videos with the iPhone 11 Pro. I don't know if I'm sold on it to that point just yet. I'm still using my GH5 and I'm probably continue to use my GH5. But that gives you an indication as to how good the camera performance really is here. Now, as I've just kind of alluded to, the way that this thing looks with these huge lenses on the back, that's not what I dislike about the iPhone 11. You know, it's a utilitarian type of look. It's function over form, and if you ask me, there should be way more of that about. No, the thing that really bugs me about the design of the iPhone 11 is the front. You know, all right, we've got this beautiful screen, and it really is a very good, excellent screen. I've got no complaints with the screen itself, but they haven't changed the bezels. I mean, it's starting to look old-fashioned. You've got the same size bezels as we had on the iPhone XS, and it's exactly the same notch. Now, I think in a whole year, they could have perhaps worked, you know, maybe could have halved the size of those bezels, because they're actually quite big bezels by today's standards. And if you compare it to, well, almost any phone on the market at the moment, they're starting to look a bit dated. And for me, that kind of lets it down quite a bit, because the rest of the phone is just so high-tech, so advanced. I mean, for example, the 3D face unlock works like nothing I've ever seen before. It's super rapid. It works if your face is almost partially concealed as well. It's never failed me yet. In very low light conditions, if I've got a hood up or if I've even got glasses on, it still works. And the speed of it is just out of this world. I mean, the speed in general of the whole device is just incredible. You know, you've got amazing screen, you've got great sound, like really great sound, probably one of the best that I've heard so far. The build quality is just superb with this surgical stainless steel and this super tough glass on the back. The camera performance is just completely, you know, head and shoulders above almost everything else. You know, certain companies have yet to properly show their hand yet, so I'm going to reserve judgment on that one for now. But then you get the front of the screen and it's just, well, it's still got the same notch. At least Huawei with the Mate 30 series, at least they worked hard to reduce that size of that notch, and they've contoured it differently as well, so it just looks more modern. But here they've done nothing at all, and that really bugs me. You know, I mean, obviously it's not a deal breaker, because, you know, the phone is incredible, but what the hell? Why not change it? I just find it really strange that they haven't bothered to change it. But anyway, I've got that out off my chest, that is out of the way, and now I'm going to talk about the rest of the phone, because there's a lot here to like. Before we go on, let me say thank you to Direct Mobiles, our sponsors. 24 years of award-winning customer service. Please do go and check them out if you need a new phone. You can compare all available deals with all UK networks all in one place. Also, I need to say a big thank you to Vodafone, because they helped me out with the normal iPhone 11. Big shout out to Vodafone for that. You can buy all the new iPhones, so that's the 11, the 11 Pro and the 11 Max from Vodafone. I'll leave the link in the description below. You can get an iPhone 11 with 1 gig of data for £33 per month with £99 up front when you trade in your old iPhone. But if you've got an iPhone 7 or above, you can get £15 off their monthly plan, which does sound like a really good deal, and I think is the cheapest way to get an iPhone at the moment. Vodafone also offer 5G roaming on their unlimited plan. I'm actually going to Spain tomorrow to test out the 5G roaming, so I'll be reporting back on that as well. But if you just picked up an iPhone 11 and you're looking for a good case for it, or some good accessories, a good charger, or even the Apple Watch Series 5, then I would definitely recommend checking out our Btekt Amazon shop. I'll leave a link down in the description below. The feel in the hand is excellent. And thanks to those outstanding building materials, it just feels like a really high premium, really high quality and premium product, which is great. That's exactly what you want from your handset. You can really tell the difference if you hold the normal iPhone 11 as well as the iPhone 11 Pro in your hand, and you can really feel the difference between the two. The iPhone 11 uses aluminium rather than stainless steel, and the back glass feels a bit different. I'm not sure if it is, but it does feel a little bit different. Performance wise, well, the gesture navigation system that they have now in the iPhone 11 Pro and in the iPhone 11, it's been refined since the XS. You can tell it's been refined, and just navigating is so effortless. You know, getting your previous used apps, and just it's super responsive. You know, it's still an iPhone. There's not really anything majorly different that most people would notice straight away. But if you love iPhones, then this is basically your old phone, but souped up. The sound is excellent. I feel like it has been improved over the XS, which again was one of the best sounding phones in the market anyway. But it sounds a little bit more refined than it did on the XS. It's very loud, clear, excellent clarity, no complaints with the sound at all. But one thing I did want to mention in this video is the Apple Arcade, because they're going to give you a 1-month free trial with the Apple Arcade, and that will allow you to download any of the games that are within the arcade section. And whilst there isn't hundreds and hundreds of games to choose from at the moment, although I'm sure that will change, the quality of the games that is in the Apple Arcade is very good. They do seem to be very well designed and almost AAA titles. Obviously, they leverage the power of the A13 Bionic, which is, you know, apparently by far and away the fastest, the most powerful chip that you find in a smartphone. And I can kind of believe that. Just using this thing, you can tell it's a powerful device. It's just so snappy and so responsive that you can just tell that this thing's got a lot of power. I feel it might need a few updates. I mean, it has frozen up on me maybe 5 or 6 times since I've got it, and I've only had it 4 days. So I feel like, you know, maybe some tweaking needs to be done, which no doubt Apple will do through software updates. Apple are probably the best when it comes to supporting their devices, and as standard you're expected to get at least 5 years out of this thing, and any Apple device, any Apple smartphone, so that's worth noting. It's such a high quality device, and you know, rather than getting these phones and then being expected to change it in 12 or even 24 months, 5 years, I think I could happily use this for 5 years, no problem. It's kind of future-proofed, apart from the fact that there is no 5G. Now, a lot of people complained about the fact that Apple didn't release a 5G version of the iPhone 11. Me, I'm not really bothered about that, because in my opinion, 5G is just too patchy at the moment. You're not getting it on entire areas. It doesn't come in an entire area. It comes on individual streets. It's very patchy. You'll get it for maybe 50 meters as you walk down the street, and then it's gone until you find the next, you know, point where you'll find a bit of 5G. It's too sporadic at the moment for it to warrant being in something as expensive as an iPhone, because I mean that would have really pushed the price up of the iPhone 11. Would it have been worth it? Well, unless you are lucky, and I mean lucky enough, to live in a 5G hotspot, shall we call it, then there's not really much point in getting it. That will change. Every day they are improving the network, and we will see more and more 5G coverage. But I feel that 5G could wait until the next device at least. The iPhone 12, for example, I expect that to have 5G. It makes more sense to put it in that device because, well, it's just not ready yet. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Make sure you go and check out our new Btekt Amazon shop, and also check out Direct Mobiles and Direct Mobiles TV, their YouTube channel. I do a lot of work for their YouTube channel as well, so we've got some good videos there too. Links to the Vodafone deals are also down there, but if you check out the Direct Mobile's website, you can compare all of the networks to make sure that Vodafone are giving the best deal, which I'm reliably informed that they are at the moment, but go and see for yourself. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm getting a bit of a cold. My name's David, and I'll see you in the next video.